Alright, so it's time to work on some frets here. So I've got my cheap terry cloth towel down, and the nice thing about this is any metal particles that's going to fall will fall into the microfiber cloth, not any place else, and it'll kind of lock it down. Even with the cheap ones, it'll lock the metal particles into the towel, and I don't have to worry about, getting anything on the back of the neck and scratching the shit out of the back. It's got some nice markings in there already from the wood itself. These necks are very nice. I gotta say, for inexpensive guitar, these necks are nice. Don't have to do too much with these. The frets are not hanging over the edge. Just have to do a little bit of kind of like rounding a little bit off the corners over here. The corners are a little bit on the sharp side. Not bad, but enough to do something, to fix them. And then I'm going to go ahead and mask off everything and polish it up, and then go over the whole neck with some rubbing compound and then some of the Scratch Doctor, and just give it a good shine all the way through. Nice thing about this is the body's not attached to the neck, so this makes it a whole lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this, and I guess enjoy the music. Alright, so what I did is I ended up kind of rounding off the corner edges a little bit of the frets so they won't be sharp, they won't grab anything. And what I used here is a Stumac tool, part number, I believe it's 1150 or 1176, I believe. It's very, very small here. Could be 1175. I think that's what it is, 1175. But what it is, it's a fret end file, and it's rounded on this side, flat on this side, and there's no grit on this side or cutting material on this side, but on this side here and this side here there is. Now I used a rounded edge because if you used a flat side, well, the flat side might dig into the fretboard itself. So you want to be careful with that. So I used a rounded side, and it seems to work pretty good. Now I will take the flat side with now there's tape on here, and kind of go over a little bit of what I did just to remove kind of like burrs. But I'm being very, very... Alright, so the fret ends are pretty much taken care of. Don't have to worry about these tools anymore. I can put those away, keep the tape out. So next thing I'm going to do is start with a little bit of Mothers. Love this stuff, works really, really good as far as frets go. Great metal polish, great aluminum polish. Even though this is for aluminum, it does work very, very good on chrome. So I'm going to polish these guys out. You can see they're a little hazy, they're kind of dulled out, so I need to kind of get these guys looking good. So I got another microfiber cloth. This one is a better microfiber cloth than the yellow one. And I'll go ahead and put a little bit on these frets. And just kind of wipe it on. Make sure that they're on there. And the reason why I tape this up is I don't want to hit the fretboard with the polishing pad that is on the Dremel. That can cause heat, can make a mark on the fretboard itself. Even though this one is got a polish on it, it can leave a mark on that, and it may not want to come out. I even do that when it's rosewood or ebony or whatever the fretboard is. I still mask off before I do the polishing, just to protect it. Now you can see from here to here I don't have any tape on there, well, because they tighten up as far as the frets being closer together, and it's a little bit hard to mask this off without cutting up the tape and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting tape, using the same piece of tape and just kind of moving down a line. If it starts not to stick, I'll get new tape. right, so a lot of the fun work is over with, so I'm going to go ahead and start polishing up this neck a little bit. The neck isn't too bad. It's pretty nice. I love this wood, these lines in this wood. Really nice. Gives it a lot of character. These are not splits or cracks or anything like that. This is actually the wood itself, and it's pretty nice. So what I'm going to do is go over the neck, front and back, get everything that kind of built up in between the fret and the fretboard, kind of clean that up a little bit. I'm going to start off with a number 1 of the 3M Perfect rubbing compound, and yeah, this stuff works really, really nice. I've already shaken it up, and now I'm just going to kind of apply it. Alright, so that is the back of the neck. Now I got to do the front, which is going to be fun. Get a new cheap one of these microfiber rags. Lay it down. Alright. Now for the front, I'm just going to use the number 1. It doesn't look like there's any scratches or anything in the finish at all, even on the fretboard, so I'm going to go ahead and start this. Alright, so the neck is all polished up, and as you can see, I did some rubbing on this thing, and there's nothing in the edges where the frets are, so it didn't pull any fibers out of the microfiber cloth. That's a good thing, because if it did, I'd be going back and redoing it. So these ends are really nice. Frets are polished, neck is polished. I removed the string trees because I'm going to end up replacing them too. I'm kind of like looking at this, and let's get one of these here. So the string tree would go here. This is on this fret here, and I'm kind of like looking at to see how far these are, you know, when I had the string trees on there. And even when it went to the next string tree, it looked like it was pulling the string in a little bit. So I might be plugging those holes and relocating the string trees. I don't know yet until I get the strings on here, but the neck is complete. Everything has been polished up, nice and shiny, and other than having my fingerprints on everything. Clean up these tuner keys a little bit. Tuners feel pretty solid, so I'm not worried about them too much. And yeah, nice little skunk stripe. So this is done for now, and like I said, the last part of putting the strings on, I will go over the action height to see exactly where the strings are falling. I set it at 19 thousandths. I kind of like 18 thousandths, especially when I get the relief in the neck. So I want to check that out later on once everything is, strings are on, things are set up. So next we'll be working on the body and getting the electronics and shit done. Probably start with the electronics first and then work on polishing up and doing a little maintenance on the body. So thanks for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one. And yeah, hopefully I made this short, sweet.